Hey everyone, I'm Mike DeLong. Welcome to the Tater Talk podcast, where we explore the fascinating global potato processing industry. We'll share stories and insights about flakes, fries, chips, and crisps, and everything in between. Let's dig in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tater Talk podcast. And today I'm excited to chat with Viking Kristjansson. He's the Vice President of Sales Engineering and Partner Development at Global Drain Technologies. And Viking, good to have you, man. Good to see you again.
Mike, great to see you. It's fun to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a bit. I always enjoy running into you at trade shows and catching up with you every month or two as part of the food as we talk about food safe drains. But, you know, the goal today is to really introduce our listeners to Global Drain Technologies and food safe drains specifically, because like from my background in potato processing, we have lots of drain applications in the snack food world and French fry world that you guys cater to. But before we get into the drain stuff, I wanted to share a bit about your background first, because I get a lot of flack maybe from people who are like, your whole career is in French fries? But for you, I bet you get that. Like, what? Your whole career is in drains?
Oh man, I'm happy to say it isn't. Just kidding. I love what I do.
Yeah.
I love the drain industry. I've been in it for 12 years, but my background is actually restaurants. My father owned 24, 25 restaurants growing up. It was all about customer service, immediate recognition, great quality foods, taking care of everyone involved, the staff, the people. And he gave me a heart for that catering heart, that service heart. So I've sort of carried that throughout everything that I do. And then I went and got my structural engineering CET. That took me into commercial construction, so designing and building commercial buildings, and then went into custom home design, and from custom home design ended up with Global Drain Technologies. Kind of a different segue in my life, but it just was such a great fit. It was after I met Tyler and Kirby Gompf, who owned the company. They were so culture forward, and I just essentially took a risk, and it's been nothing but a blessing in my life.
So how is it that that you were introduced to Global Drains through the home building, through your home building work?
It's so I don't know if you know anything about home building, but when you are designing and building and selling homes, you work all day, all night, all weekends. And it was a real stress on my family. And I made a decision that before it got out of control, that I was going to remove myself from that industry and find something else I could be passionate about. And to be honest, our company was first a stainless steel fabricator that made everything, including slot drain systems, which is one of the companies we own, which was later purchased by Tyler and Kirby. And that's how we became a drainage company. So slot drain became hugely popular in the food industry and in other industries, but we decided to focus on food, and hence came food safe drains. And that's sort of a quick version of that story.
And did you immediately get into the sales side at Food Safe, or were you, start somewhere else with Food Safe Drains or Global Drain Technologies?
Yeah, no, I was hired to run sales for the company that was called Specialoy, which turned into Global Drain Technologies. And so I'd always been part of the sales side of it, but my background, my mind works engineering. I like creating solutions. And through the sales process and hearing customer needs, that's when we started to get creative. And I helped design and invent a number of different drain products, a number of different drainage accessories, and cleaning accessories, locking accessories, the slot hog. I know that you've seen that. And so it became a passion to create drainage products that wasn't just a drain as a drain as a drain, is there was an actual use, a purposeful use behind them that was solving problems in the food industry. So that's kind of how it happened. So that's why I guess my title is sales engineering. And then because of the alliance partnership, partner development, but those are my passions, just building the alliance partners, creating relationships, creating business together, and, sales engineering, new technology in the drainage industry.
What were you hearing from industry? And I know it's not just the potato industry that you guys serve. A lot of breweries and dairies and other food processing or food manufacturing facilities. What were you seeing that gave you the confidence to invest in R&D and developing all these new products? Like, what was driving that? What were you hearing from the field? What were you seeing?
Well, drains have been around for drains have been around for hundreds of years. It just seemed like nobody was capitalizing on the problems, and it was just, well, this guy makes an area drain, we should make an area drain. This guy makes a trench drain, we should make a trench drain. We were educating, people come in. What are people most concerned about? And whether that's a potato plant, a dairy, a brewery, it's safety, right? It's safety for the people working in the plant, and it's safety for the products that they manufacture. Pathogens, it's a scary thing these days. There's so many old plants out there. So people are wanting to know more effective ways to clean, safer drain systems, less removable parts possibly, ways to stop solids from entering the underground drain system. How do you connect hoses directly to a drain system instead of leaving them on the ground and spraying all over the place and ruining floor coatings? I think that every industry feels the same way about it. It's really product human safety. It's eliminating the risks within a food facility, and also specifically in the potato industry, when they're manufacturing fries or chips or whatever it is, there's lots of solids because there's lots of cutting going on and things are dumping into fryers and there's coatings and all sorts of stuff happening. And it's how to deal with all the stuff that hits the floor. It had been a real long practice in the potato industry, and I think this is for us. It was like, if anything hits the floor, push it into the drains. Let's push it through there. And maybe not every facility was like this, but we saw that was sort of a problematic issue. And so when we introduced slot drain systems to a lot of the potato processors, they're like, hey, this is going to stop a ton of the solids from entering drains. Well, this is specific to our industry that we need. And we thought it was maybe specific to them, but it's every industry, the meat industry, every other type of food industry out there. They don't want the solids going in the drains. They've got to keep that stuff out of there. So slot drain was one specific product that really helped the potato processing industry. And we've worked with many of the world's largest potato processors and a lot of really cool craft companies as well.
Do you think that it's like in industry, the processors, the manufacturers understand that drainage is, an important system in their facility, or is it more of an afterthought when it comes to like designing new areas?
Yeah, I don't want to make a blanket statement, but yes. I think that the vast majority of all food processors and beverage processors look at drains as this thing on the floor that makes the stuff go away.
You only think about it when it doesn't drain, probably.
Yeah. And then what they think even less about is what the drains are connected to. The underground piping, the type of piping. And like this, you worked with McCain's for years, and they've got legacy plants like everyone else does, and they put cast iron in. Well, guess how long cast iron is supposed to last? 30, 40 years. And then we added different CIP fluids and caustics that we didn't have 30, 40 years ago that are tougher on that piping. And now we've got these massive underground infrastructure issues throughout the whole industry, and everyone's like, holy cow, what do we do? Now there's exposed aggregate and soil, and you're creating these massive sinkholes, where I've had customers say, like, I could fit a whole truck and trailer under that. that slab.
I think,
and that's the scary stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think that the culture shift has to change, and it has to be like we're spending a lot of money on this, stainless steel, chopping machine, and stainless steel tables, and stainless steel tanks, and stainless steel everything. And I'm spending a lot of money on stainless steel drains because that's the material we choose in the industry because it's the safest, it's the most hygienic, and it lasts the longest. So then we think about it everywhere in the facility except so much the drains in the underground. And I think that the shift has to be, we need to really think about drains as equipment. Like it's essential to the hygienic health of my facility. And I need to train people with SOPs and have SOPs on cleaning, but have also SOPs on how to release slurries or anything into the drains. What are we doing? So that's industry wide. There are some companies that are super good at it. And then there are some companies that, I walk into plants like you do all the time, and I sometimes think like, what is going on in here? When's the last time someone opened this drain, let alone cleaned it, right? So, and that's out there. And what I've actually seen over the last little while is a real proactive shift. I mean, it's reactionary because there's a problem, but now getting really proactive within what we call a drainage evaluation program, where people will come in, assess the entire drainage system, tell you what all your issues are, come up with solutions, budgeted timeframes. So a facility can actually go, hey, it's 2026. In 2027, we should try to tackle these things. In 2028, let's tackle these things. And now there's a plan in place where I don't think anyone has a plan. Right now in the industry, it just seems to keep going until and let's not just keep going until we get in trouble. Because as we've seen in the news recently, that's not the right choice.
Right. So you're taking this kind of engineering-led approach in this evaluation program, and I assume that I don't assume. I know that you're leveraging your alliance partner network, and we're going to talk about that too, right? So you can go in and evaluate, do the drainage system evaluation, and then help, do some budgeting for their capital planning. And I believe you even have partners in your network that can, probably almost in somebody's backyard that can do these projects too, right? These retrofit
Absolutely.
projects.
Yeah. And that's the goal, right? It's to have partners throughout the United States and Canada that our customers can rely on, because food manufacturers manufacture food. They don't know how to swing hammers, and some of them might, but they don't know how to complete an extensive, complicated project within their facility while they're in operation or while it's on weekends and planned shutdowns. They need people that understand what they do and know how to come in because they know it's a food plant and do it properly. So we've created this partnership of, design build contractors, industry consultants like yourselves, concrete professionals, plumbing, mechanical contractors, professional floor coaters, and more. So that we can tackle every part of the project, and our customers can rely on contractors that are trained in the industry, and they know that they've been vetted by our company as high quality craftsmen in what they do. So I guess full turnkey solution is what food processors need, and this when someone's going in for a project, they want that one neck to hug. And it sounds better, right?
Yeah.
Then they want that one neck to hug, so that they can just hit the easy button and have this done. So that evaluation program provides them with 3 different tiers. First tier recommendations is stuff that they can get done while in operation. Second tier is planned shutdowns, weekends, long weekends. And tier 3 is a construction project. You got to prepare yourself for shutting down a line or an area of the facility. So we map that all out for them, and then we make the most critical recommendations. This is what you should do first. This is critical. You've got issues here. bad issues. So that's how we go about it.
We've both seen, some pretty rough and nasty floor drain areas and floor conditions under fryers, for example, and under some like equipment that's pretty tight to the floor. But, I think any operators out there shouldn't feel like there's just no solution, right? Like they should evaluate it, and really you don't just throw your hands up and say, I just don't know where to start. Like there's options, and we've kind of seen it all. I'm sure you've seen it all, almost all of it. And there is a path forward, right? So it's bingo. And I think that's the biggest. There are plant managers that don't sleep at night because of all the issues, not just the drainage issues. Like think about this whole shell, the whole shell health. They've got roof problems and structural problems and door problems and rodent problems or whatever it is. They're dealing with so many different things. And one of the things that I love about our partners is they don't just do drains. Yeah. So you get a partner that can also help you with that, but you've got condenser issues or freezer issues or equipment issues. We've got everybody that can help, and that's beyond us and our scope. It's just added value. It's being a value added company, and that's the whole idea of the Global Drain Technologies Alliance Partner Program. The partner program's been running for how long now? Just several months or so? Officially?
Well, the revamped partner program has been running for about a year, just over a year. The program used to be called the Certified Installer Program, and it was a program that myself and Bryn Hyra, our VP of Sales, developed, and I used it primarily in the West because there wasn't a lot of building happening in the West. It was mostly, think about California. Who wants to build anything in California now? It's got more food plants than any other state.
Right. And
I needed a way to get into the door of many of these plants and thought, one of the best ways for us to help these customers is to have boots on the ground, and that's contractors that are already in these facilities, and that's why it's plumbers and floor coating guys and design builders and industrial contractors and just people that their focus is the food industry. So we built it through the West Coast, and then about 2 years ago, our company asked me to step away from that role, my sales role, and focus on the partner program. And now I think we're up to about 54 partners in the U.S. and Canada, trying to get to about 80 to 100 so that we can really help service the entire United States and Canada. So that's sort of how, so it's really probably about 10 years old. But a real focus and investment into it has happened over the last year to 2 years.
One of the things that struck me as really value added with food safe drains, and we've worked together on projects in the past where we've recommended your products to our clients because of the level of engineering that you put into how the drainage systems connect together as a system, all the different components, and how they're installed in concrete floors, and all the installation support and guidance that you provide, the upfront engineering support. I contrast that against, I'll call it the old way of doing it, where a mechanical engineer like myself would have designed a drainage system and then had a local fab shop or someone in their backyard, a sheet metal shop, make trench drains or make slot drains, and thinking that they're saving money. And my experiences are not doing it that way. But I do like how you've systematized things. And I think that's a big selling point, and probably a big, not beyond the customer service. I think it's a big part of why you guys have been so successful, is that it's just a proven system that keeps getting better. And how is it, Viking, that you guys have taken something that is as basic, where a good local shop could manufacture a floor drain, and you guys have just taken it to another level where it all fits together so well? It's very robust in its installation, very reliable, and has such longevity.
Yeah, I mean, I think that speaks to our values, like, like what our core values are for our company. And, as I mentioned earlier, I was in the restaurant industry for many years. So, our core value one is service excellence, right? It's excellence at every level of the customer journey. So our focus is there. Like, let's make sure everybody, whether they order 4,000 feet of slot drain or they order one slot hog or one area drain, that they go through the same service excellence, that they're provided that from our company, from first reach out to receiving of drains. And we've asked them, did the drains get there? How does it look? Great. And then we reach out, did you install the drains? How did it go? Great. And if there's any negative feedback, we're learning from it. Two is innovation, right? Drains, it's like, this isn't rocket science, right? You design way more technical things than what you do than drains. It's being innovative in drains. It's listening to the problems that our customers are having. And if one of our customers is having, someone stuffing chickens down area drains because they remove the strainer basket, well, how do we stop that behavior? How do we make it easier to clean drains? All those things. So we're innovative. Three is growth. We grow our business by listening to our customers, right? That's the best way to do it. It goes hand in hand with service excellence and innovation. That's the best way to grow your customer, because you're really creating, you're really pursuing the right opportunities and expanding your relationships, right? Like this conversation we're having now. Manufacturing excellence, like, we manufacture the strongest, safest, easiest to maintain drains out there. It's just proven. We're the Food Safe Drains is the #1 brand in food and beverage drainage choice for food and beverage processing. I can't tell you how many times, say a plumbing company, and plumbing companies are pretty tough because they go through a lot of plumbing equipment. They install a lot of stuff. And when we reach out to our customer, to every single customer, and we send them a survey, we've got a 97% service excellence. And many of those plumbers, they comment and say, man, this was awesome to put together. I don't ever want to use anything else. Actually, a project you and I worked on, it's pretty much what the contractor said, because it was just so great to put together. Right. And then again, our fifth core value is that we want to be the best place to work. And the best place to work is a fun place. It's got a great culture, great family values, all that kind of great stuff. And I think that when you put that all together, you know what? Look, we used to be a custom stainless steel fabricator. But if we were making drains, we were making tanks and cheese equipment and this and that and everything, you're not focused. You're probably not testing your drains. You're probably not going through ASME testing and NSF and doing your own structural load testing and lateral load testing and all the stuff that we do to make sure that our products are incredible for our customers. I think that's how we're going to continue to grow. And I think that's why maybe that older philosophy of, hey, I'm going to design the system. I'm going to reach out to, ABC sheet company and have them make this stuff. I think that's probably the best answer that I can give you.
Yeah, well, that's a great answer. And I happen to believe strongly in the power of focus on. That's why we focus on potato processing. We're not the guys that want to play in dairy or protein or any of that, because we're just so much more valuable in our niche. And so I really respect that you guys have just gone so deep in the drainage design and execution. Yeah.
I mean, you got to love what you do, right? Yep. I mean, and if you don't, get out and find something that you love.
Well, if anybody has seen you at a trade show demonstrating your drains, they know that you love what you do. It's like a master class in product demo on a
thank you. I love that.
Yeah.
It's maybe a little weird, but I like it.
Yeah. No, it's great. You're also helping, just to go back to the Alliance Partner Program, in speaking more to the marketing aspects of what you're doing through the Alliance Partner Program. And this is really speaking more to maybe potential partners that are or other companies that are out there that could be potential partners, because you mentioned you want to looking to grow another 20 or 30 partners to cover more area. Is that Projects is an Alliance partner, and we're grateful to be part of the group. And Viking and his team of you could tell the listeners better than I can about the marketing support that you provide as an Alliance partner, and just other benefits to the Alliance partners, and not just the customers.
Yeah, I mean, it's growth. It's the ability to grow together. We have a need because, like you said, we go to trade shows and, we do our super demos, and people are like, love your technology. Can you come to my plant and install these drains? Or, and like I said, we're not swinging hammers. So we need qualified contractors that we can recommend to our customers. And so there's lead generation clearly from us. But vice versa, there's, lead generation and help support for, our other partners. Maybe a plumbing mechanical company or a floor coating company that installs drains to somebody, and they don't really know what's the best drain or what drain to use. We offer all that technical support. And like you said, it's the full background of application engineering. We help people understand how to install drains, or what drain to pick, or should you be using an area drain, a slop drain, a trench drain? How do you install this stuff properly? Are there better ways to install things? What other unique, accessories or engineered products do you have that can help my customers? We invested in a program called DrainWorks. DrainWorks is a platform that simultaneously connects all of our Alliance partners, but they have their own separate portals. Inside of DrainWorks, they can track deals, leads. They have access to all of our marketing materials, all of our spec information. Everything can be downloaded, video links that they can show their customers. But what I really love about the program is that we've embedded marketing campaigns. So any partner can put in their contacts, and those again are just locked to them. They're not shared with anyone. And they can create a whole marketing campaign. And I think this is many contractors out there, they're awesome at contracting, but they're maybe not great at sales, and they're maybe even worse at marketing. So it kind of gives that help. And so they can put in their logo and their phone numbers and their links, and they can backlink to us, and we can help. And that's helping everyone's SEO. And then they can put out a program, a marketing program that says, hey, ABC Floors is now offering full renew turnkey services of floors and drains for all your food facilities. Because many of these people, they're already in plants and they're already being asked to do things, and they just can't focus. So it gives people some focus and gives her some real tools. And then also inside that platform, DrainWorks is an educational component, which we call GDT University. And there's 9 courses in there now currently to help them understand all things drainage, but all things, other things as well. We want to add CEUs, so engineers and architects, like many of our consultant partners can maybe utilize for keeping their education units up every year. So there's a lot more to it. But we really want it to be a valuable tool that our partners can utilize and maybe help them stay more organized and reach more customers.
Well, it's clear you're much more than just a drainage fabrication company. It's definitely a service platform to ensure that the world gets safe food. And I, for one, appreciate that. My family appreciates that. I'm sure our listeners do too. So thank you.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah. Well, Viking, it's been great talking with you today about the drainage world in our food processing universe. I appreciate you taking the time. Where can listeners find out more about GDT and Food Safe Drains and the Alliance Partner Program?
Yeah, everything would be on globaldraintech.com. They can reach out to me through LinkedIn. I'll promise I'll be the only Viking Kristjansson on there. And we prefer to say the sexy world of drainage, Mike. It's really important to us. And our what we have on all of our shirts in our facility is hashtag live in the drain.
Live in the drain.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's also from a trade show.
Yeah, I love that. Good stuff. Well, it was good talking to you again, Viking. I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.
You too. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, subscribe so you don't miss future shows. And of course, share it with a friend. And please leave us a review or rating. Your feedback really helps us bring you the best possible potato content. Be sure to check out the Tater Talk Podcast YouTube channel and other social platforms. To learn more about me and how I help potato processors grow their business, check me out on LinkedIn or at www.projectsconsultants.com. That's PROJEX consultants.com. So, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon, but until then, eat more fries.